Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo Buddhaya, Theruvan Saranai. Dear meritorious children, once again you have joined with another episode in Mirror of Dhamma program. So today we are going to learn a wonderful Jataka story. This Jataka story tells us we should not be greedy. Now greediness is an evil practice or evil thought that pop up in our mind. Normally when we see food and nice things like toys and the possessions that we have, we become greedy of them. That means we feel like that we want some more. So that is not being content with what you have. So Supreme Buddha taught us you should be content with what you have. You should be happy with what you have. You should not try to grab more and more. Supreme Buddha taught us, children, the more we grab, the more we hold on to things, the more that we will suffer in our life. Because Supreme Buddha taught that all the worldly pleasure that exists in this world, if we chase after them, that brings us suffer. So that is why we should not be greedy of anything. There's a saying that says that too much of anything is bad. There's only one thing that makes you good and that makes the good for our life when we have it too much. And that is the Supreme Buddha's Dhamma. When you listen more and more to the Dhamma, then the more you will practice the good practices, good deeds, and the more you will tend to do good deeds, merits. So that is the only thing which brings us the happiness when we have more and more. So we should not be greedy for other things like food and toys and many things. Now when you are going in the city, when you are going with your parents for markets and supermarkets, then you will see nice delicious foods, sweets, nice toys. Then you become greedy of them and you try to ask from your parents for them, to buy them. Then sometimes your parents may not have enough money to buy them, but you still keep on asking those things from your parents. So at that time, children, your parents become very sad because they don't have enough money to buy you the things that you want. So sometimes children may get angry when they do not get what they want. But as Supreme Buddha's disciples, noble sons and daughters of Supreme Buddha, you should not be greedy, children. You should not practice this evil practice, evil thought. If we keep on practicing this evil thought of greediness, it will come again and again to your mind. So that will end you up in suffering one day. It may be not now, but one day you will have to suffer. So today we are going to learn a nice Jataka story which tells us that we should not be greedy of the things that we have and the things around us. So before learning that, let's pay homage to the Supreme Buddha. Let's go for refuge to the Triple Gems, and after observing 5 precepts, let's learn this wonderful Jataka story today. Namo Buddhaya, Theruvan Saranai. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Children, before observing 5 precepts, let's pay homage to the Supreme Buddha and let's go for refuge to the Triple Gems. Say with me. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Buddhaṃ saranang gacchāmi, Dhammaṃ saranang gacchāmi, Sanghang saranang gacchāmi, Dutiyampi buddhaṃ saranang gacchāmi, Dutiyampi dhammaṃ saranang gacchāmi, Dutiyampi sanghang saranang gacchāmi, Tatiyampi buddhaṃ saranang gacchāmi, Tatiyampi dhammaṃ saranang gacchāmi, Tatiyampi sanghang saranang gacchāmi. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Children, to observe 5 precepts, say after me. I observe the precept of abstaining from killing beings. I observe the precept of abstaining from stealing. I observe the precept of abstaining from sexual misconduct. I observe the precept of abstaining from telling lies. I observe the precept of abstaining from taking intoxicating drinks and drugs. I follow these precepts for happiness in this life, to rebirth in heaven, and to realize the 4 noble truths. In this Gautama Buddha's dispensation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. My homage to the Supreme Buddha. Buddha is my refuge every day. My homage to the Supreme Dhamma. Dhamma is my refuge every day. My homage to the Supreme Sangha. Sangha is my refuge every day. My homage to the Supreme Triple Gem. Triple Gem is my refuge every day. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. First of all, may all of our homage be to the wonderful teacher of all of us, our Pinnath Loku Swamin Wahanse, who showed and taught us the Gautam Buddha's supreme Dhamma. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo Buddhaya. Dear meritorious children, today we are going to learn a wonderful Jataka story. So in the beginning of the program, I introduced you to this Jataka story. It says, and it gives the idea about we should not be greedy. So greediness is a big problem in our life. Sometimes when we see delicious foods, and sometimes when we see nice toys, the things that we like, we become greedy of them, we become fond of them. And when you become greedy, you feel like you want that thing, that particular thing, more and more, right? But there's a saying that I said it before, that too much of something is not good. Now, if you take a pinch of sugar or a tablespoon of sugar, when you put it inside your mouth, it gives the sweet taste, right? It is good. But if you take it too much, what will happen? You will end up as a diabetic patient. That is what happens there. And if you drink tea too much, you will get a certain disease. It shows us that if something is taken excessively, if we take that thing, a particular thing more and more, what will happen? We will have to suffer one day. That is the result of being greediness. That is the result of being greedy. So Supreme Buddha taught that you should not be greedy. Now normally when you are living in your kids' age now, you are not fond of many things. You are not being greedy. You are being greedy on your foods and toys and such as things. But when you grow older, children, you become greedy for some other things like money, like wealth, gold, and many things. So when people become greedy on money and wealth, what will happen? They do evil deeds to earn money. They do bad things and harmful things to this world to earn more and more money. Sometimes they like to steal from others. That is what happens when you become greedy. So, at the kids' age, at the small age, when you are small, you should, if you avoid this greediness, if you abandon this greediness from your mind, then you will have the practice of not being greedy. And you will have the practice of becoming happy with what you have. And that is a great blessing to your life. So today, I am going to teach you a wonderful and nice Jataka story. The name of this Jataka story is Kapotha Jataka. What is the name? Kapotha Jataka. Kapotha Jataka, the meaning is the story of the greedy crow. The story of the greedy crow. What happened to the greedy crow because of his greediness? So let's learn it. So during the Buddha's time, children, there was a monk lived in Jetavana monastery. He was very fond of food and he had many desires. So he hardly followed the rules. He could not control himself when he sees the nice and delicious foods. He could not control him. So his fellow monks saw these defilements that exist within that monk, and as an attempt to give a help to develop good deeds, the fellow monks brought this monk to the Supreme Buddha and informed this case to the Supreme Buddha. Then Supreme Buddha asked, "Is it true, monk, that you have many desires? Is it true that you hardly follow the rules of this Supreme Buddha's dispensation? Are you being greedy?" When he was asked like this, the monk said, "Yes, Blessed One, I hardly control myself when I see the nice things like food and like clothes. I cannot control myself. The desires take over me and I've been controlled by the desires. So I cannot control myself. I have many desires." And finally, being controlled by the desires and being controlled by the cravings, I finally end up as worrying. I worry about myself. Then Supreme Buddha told, "In the past, you were greedy as now, and you lost your life because of your greediness, and you caused the wise people to lose his homes as well." So all the monks asked from the Buddha to reveal the story that was hidden to the countless rebirths. So Supreme Buddha told this Kapotha Jataka to the monks. So once upon a time, early in the Benares, there lived our Maha Bodhisattva as a pigeon. He was born as a pigeon. So he lived in a straw basket which was hanging on the ceiling of the royal cook. So every day, early in the morning, the pigeon leaves that straw basket and go for finding food and come back, and he lived there. So this cook, the royal cook, is specially skilled to prepare the delicious meat. When he found some meat, he would spice them up and he would hang them in the kitchen to dry. So if someone passing near the cook's house, he would get the sweet and nice smell of meat, spiced meat. So this smell of spiced meat would waft around all around this house. So one day, a crow was flying near this cook's house, and he got the smell of nice and pleasurable smell of meat, and he could not control himself, and he flew down and he spied all over the kitchen to have some meat. The crow thought, this meat smells amazing. I must go and have a taste of it. But how can I go in? All over there, the doors are shut, the windows are shut, but I cannot get in there. Then when he was spying around the house, he saw our Maha Bodhisattva coming back to the straw basket after having his meals. Then the crow was very happy and he thought, that's it, I will use this pigeon as my way into the kitchen. So, in the next day, when our Maha Bodhisattva, the pigeon, was leaving to find the food, the crow followed the pigeon up to where he landed. So when the pigeon landed, he saw a crow has followed him. Then the pigeon asked from the crow, "Friend, why did you follow me all the way back?" Then the crow said, "My lord, you are very amazing. You have a very amazing personality and your behavior is very amazing. I think you need the respect of mine. I would like to respect you and I would like to live near you." Then the pigeon said, "My dear crow, your kind of food and my kind of food are vastly different. I eat the grains and you eat meat and other things. So, being friends and living together is not easy because we are vastly different. Then the crow said, you don't need to worry, my lord. When you seek for food, I will find food for myself and you will find for food yourself. All I need to live near you and learn how to live like you. Then the pigeon accepted the appeal from the crow and he gave the permission to live with him. So after having meal, both of them flew to the windowsill of the royal cook. When the cook saw the pigeon has brought a crow with him, the cook thought, why our noble pigeon has brought a friend with him. I think he might be a noble bird as the pigeon. So what the cook did was, children, he took another straw basket and he hung in the ceiling for the crow. Now the crow had the permission to get into the kitchen. So one day, the royal cook got some meat and he spiced them up and he hung them in the ceiling of the kitchen. And the crow caught with the nice and pleasurable smell of the meat. So he became greedy and he could not control himself. But yet he cannot get into the meat and have a taste of it. So he planned out a trap to fool the pigeon and have some meat. So what he did was, all night long he was groaning in agony, pretending that he is having a stomach pain. So early in the morning, children, when the pigeon tries to go for finding food, the pigeon asked, friend, come with me, let's go find food. Then the crow said, my lord, you can go alone. Today I have a severe stomach pain. I cannot move even. Then the pigeon said, my friend, I've never heard that crows having stomach pains. In the history of crows, there was no news or no incident that a crow got a stomach pain. Then the crow said, no, my lord, today I have a severe stomach pain. My stomach hurts really bad. Then the pigeon said, I know that you have become fond and you have become greedy of that meat. I know that you are not having stomach pains, and I know that you have the greediness and you like to eat that meat. My dear crow, don't be greedy of human's food. Eating a human's food is something bad. It makes your life worse. Sometimes you may end up dead. So come, fight your desires, don't be greedy. Come with me, let's go find for food, said the pigeon. But the crow could not control his greediness. He kept on groaning and he still pretended to have this stomachache. Then the pigeon thought, I cannot convince him to my ideas, so I must go alone. Then the pigeon flew away. So after leaving the pigeon, the crow suddenly jumped into the kitchen and eyed for a special meat. But however, when he was trying to take a nice part of fish, he stepped on a basket, a vessel, and the vessel fell on the floor, making a loud noise. Then the cook came running into the kitchen and he saw that the crow is eating the meat. Then, children, the cook was very angry and he shouted, you rascal, I trusted you and I treated you kindly, but yet you try to steal from me. Then the cook shut all the doors and the windows in the kitchen and catched the crow and he plucked off all the feathers of his body. The crow was crying and screaming with pain. And the cook made a mixture of salt and chili and sour butter and poured that mixture all over the crow's body and threw him to the straw basket, threw back him to the straw basket. And after that, there the crow lies with groaning with agony and pain. He could not think of the meat, all he could think of his pain. When the pigeon was returned by having the food, he saw the wretched body of the crow. He was screaming in agony and pain. Then the pigeon said, "You greedy creature, I told you, I warned you once. You should not eat the human's food and you should not be greedy. That is what will happen if you become greedy. Now I too cannot live here because I cannot trust the cook to have this trust on the birds. So I must live now." And our Maha Bodhisattva, the great pigeon, left that straw basket. And the crow, that greedy crow, died out of pain, and he met with the result of his own greediness. So the Buddha concluded the Jataka story saying, "Children, in the past, this greedy monk was that greedy crow, and Supreme Buddha, the Maha Bodhisattva, was the pigeon." So children, this Jataka story shows us that if we become greedy of something, maybe food, maybe toys, maybe nice clothes, anything, we will end up in suffering. That means the more we hold on to the things, worldly pleasure, the more we will be suffer in our life. So what we have to do, we have to try to abandon this greediness from our mind. If we abandon the greediness from our mind, we can live happily. We can live a peaceful life and we will not suffer in our lives, children. So make sure in your life, when you are living your life, don't be greedy. Don't disturb your parents and don't make your parents for asking many expensive things that you like. So children, be happy with what you have and be good children and practice good deeds and try to become the noble sons and daughters of Supreme Buddha. So I wish you all, by the power of all the merits that you have collected, may all you have the opportunity to realize the Four Noble Truths in this Gautam Buddha's dispensation. Namo Buddhaya, Theruvan Saranai. Now children, we have come to the session of meditation. So today we are going to do a special meditation, and that is Marananusati meditation. We are going to contemplate on our death. So before getting started to the meditation, so sit in a relaxed position and make your body straight, make your shoulders relax and make your mind relax, and gently close your eyes and listen to my voice. Children, today we are going to do Marananusati meditation. We are going to contemplate on our death. Listen to my voice very carefully. All living beings will face death. All gods, all humans, all beings who live in bad destinations will surely die one day. No one can escape from death. Everyone must face the death. In any moment, by any means, death may come to us. Beings may die in mother's womb, at the delivery, in the childhood, in youth, at the middle age, or in the old age. No one can predict their time of death. There's no specific age for the death. Poor people, wealthy people, well-educated people, non-educated people, people with immense power, and weak people, high caste people, low caste people, noble people, and people with low qualities, beautiful people, people with ugly faces, clever people, as well as stupid people are dying. There's no specific social status for death. Death may come to our life at night, in the evening, at afternoon, and in the morning. There is no specific time for death. Death may catch us at any time. There are many ways for the death. People die in road accidents, by fire, by food poisoning. People may die. People are dying by natural disasters, by stings of poisonous animals, by invisible forces, by diseases, by falling from heights, and so on. There are so many ways for the death to come to our life. There is no special moment for death. Even the noble personalities like Supreme Buddha, Arahants, passed away obeying to this ultimate truth of this world. Even if the noble people died, then there is no way that I can escape from the death. This day will turn into night by decreasing my lifespan and bringing me towards the death. No one can assure whether they will be able to exhale the breath that was inhaled. At any moment, I may face the death. Death is the legacy for all living beings. Therefore, I must be diligent in developing wholesome practices to my life. I must be diligent in collecting merits to my life. I must put forth an undivided mindfulness and alertness for abandoning evil thoughts from my mind. I must be diligent in doing merits. Death is a common phenomena for all living beings. So I must be diligent in doing merits. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Now children, we have come to the session of good deeds where we watch and share the merits that has done by the children all around the world. So let's watch the merits that has done by the children and let's be happy with them and let's share the merits that has done by the children. Namo Buddhaya, Theruvan Saranai.
Namo Buddhaya. You have now come to the Good Deeds session where we read and watch the good deeds done by children all around the world. My name is Dinu Daham and today I'm here with Devanga.
Namo Buddhaya. My name is Devanga. Today I'll be watching the good deeds done by Mevanupasaka, Sunanupasaka, and Chamudi-upasika. They have sent marvelous pictures of the good deeds they have done. They went to Toronto Mahameonava Asapur during the winter. They offered many things like candles, incense, gilampasa, flowers, and more to the stupa at Toronto Mahameonava Asapur. They also helped to shovel the snow. These are all such great meritorious deeds. Let's see the marvelous pictures they sent.
Namo Buddhaya. We went to the Toronto Mahameonava Asapura to worship the Chaitya in the winter with our family. We offered flowers, gilanpasa, medicine, incense sticks, and candles to the Gautam Buddha with much Shraddha. After the Buddha Vandana, we shoveled the snow. We would like to share the merits we collected with all our Kalyana Mittas. Thiruvan Saranai, Namo Buddhaya.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Many merits to Mevanupasaka, Sunanupasaka, and Chamudi-upasika for sending their wonderful good deeds. Offering flowers and gilampasa and good deeds such as helping with shoveling snow, especially during the winter months. If we can go to the monastery daily or weekly to help shovel snow around the stupa and pathways, this will help us to accumulate a large amount of merits into our lives. We should also do great meritorious deeds just like they did. Continue to perform these good deeds in order to accumulate great merits and escape from this endless sansara. Many merits to Mevanupasika for adding all those photos and making it into an amazing video. We rejoice in your merit.
You can also create short 1 to 2 minute presentations or videos or photos about any Dhamma topic or any meritorious deed you have done. You can then send them to our email address. We can rejoice in your merit and share them with the whole world.
Today we watch many good deeds done by children all around the world. May you be able to accumulate many merits, follow the Noble Eightfold Path, and realize the Four Noble Truths in this Gautama Buddha's dispensation. May we all reflect wisely on our actions and make good choices that benefit us in this life and benefit us in the next life. May you also have the opportunity to do more meritorious deeds and send your good deeds to our email address.
These meritorious deeds will help to propagate the Dhamma and help others to do meritorious deeds as well. We rejoice in your good deeds. The whole world rejoices in them too. Therefore, my dear Dhamma friends, do not miss this rare opportunity. Be diligent in collecting many merits to our lives. May all of us have the opportunity to realize the Four Noble Truths in this Gautama Buddha's dispensation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Theruvan Saranai. Namo Buddhaya.
Starting from cold and flu to terminal illnesses, there probably isn't anyone in the world who has not suffered from an affliction. Our body hurts, it weakens and makes us inactive. With that, our mind too gets disturbed, sad, weak and vulnerable.
Of course, friendly chit-chat is not a problem, but most people do not limit it to that. Drinking for friendship, drinking for recreation, for insomnia, for tiredness, for joy and sorrow, for laziness or courage, for heat or cold, and sometimes for no reason at all.
Namo Buddhaya. You have now come to the world news and the Buddha's great message session. where we read the news that happen around the world and what lessons we can learn from these news according to the Supreme Buddha's teachings. My name is Tomalia and today I am here with Aditya. There are unbelievable kinds of diseases in the world today, starting from cold and flu to terminal illnesses. There probably isn't anyone in the world who has not suffered from an affliction. It is most likely that everyone has a relative who has died or been diagnosed with a terminal illness. However, if there is any exceptional person who has never been sick, that person cannot escape from aging and the feebleness that comes with old age. So what happens when we get sick? Our body hurts, it weakens and makes us inactive. With that, our mind too gets disturbed, sad, weak and vulnerable. This explains that we suffer from two types of pains, bodily and mentally. However, the supreme teachings of the most compassionate Buddha told us how to keep our mind strong when our body is afflicted.
A Northeast dad who has been diagnosed with a terminal illness has seen thousands raised in just minutes after an appearance on TV. Dad of 3 Chris Johnson saw almost 3,000 pounds raised in just minutes after an interview with presenter Victoria Derbyshire on the BBC News channel on Thursday. Mr. Johnson, who earlier this week spoke to Northern Echo, is raising money for their charity, Children with Cancer UK, after being diagnosed with terminal cancer last year.
On one occasion, the Supreme Buddhas residing in basically grew. One day, the householder Nakula Pittu went to see the Buddha and on arrival paid homage to the Exalted One, sat on the side and said, Lord, I am a feeble old man, aged, advanced in years, having come to the last stage of life. I am afflicted in my body and ailing with every moment. Hardly I get any time to see the Blessed One and the monks who will nourish the heart. May the Blessed One teach me. May the Blessed One instruct me for my long-term benefit and happiness. Then the Supreme Buddha said, Dear householder, what you say is absolutely correct. The body is subject to sickness. This body, which is covered with the skin, is fragile like an eggshell. If anyone having this body claims to be truly healthy, it is only due to his foolishness. Therefore, dear householder, train yourself thus. May this body, which is subjected to affliction, be afflicted, but I will not let my mind be afflicted. The body is made of 4 elements. Affliction in the body is only a change in one or all 4 elements, which is the nature of those elements, and we have no control over this. When a person is seized with the idea that form is mind, then he laments, becomes weak and vulnerable in mind when the body becomes afflicted. Therefore, my dear Dhamma friends, try to understand the true nature of this body. When you are suffering from illness, do not get scared. If illness come even to lives of great arahants endowed with great glory, prowess, merit, supernormal powers and wisdom, what could be said of us? Therefore, my dear Dhamma friends, be diligent in practicing the Dhamma.
Namo Buddhaya. My name is Aditya. Everyone in the world wants to be taken seriously, don't they? But almost everyone spends time talking about useless, unbeneficial things. Of course, friendly chit-chat is not a problem, but most people do not limit it to that. They go on talking about food, politics, TV shows, video games. They discuss on and on. When we have this exceedingly rare chance at a human birth with a coherent human voice that can be used in so many beneficial ways, why would we think to waste it? Ordinary people also wouldn't stop to think that the consequences reach us even beyond this life. Consuming alcoholic drinks and drugs when engaged, repeatedly pursued, frequently done, leads to rebirth in hell, the animal realm or the ghost realm. The mildest consequence of consuming alcoholic drinks and drugs when reborn as a human, it leads to madness. Alcohol appears to be a solution for everything. For them, anything is a chance to hit the bottle. Drinking for friendship, drinking for recreation, for insomnia, for tiredness, for joy and sorrow, for laziness or courage, for heat or cold, and sometimes for no reason at all. For Westerners, drinking alcohol has become a symbol of status in the society and in their homes. They display the bottles of liquor on lighted shelves, showing them off like trophies. They may have good intention to treat their guests with something special, but the Supreme Buddha understood that although people are down to the lovely, pleasure of consuming alcohol, the suffering that comes from this is much more powerful and lasts a long time.
The arrest of a Bollywood actor Shah Rukh Khan's 23-year-old son Aryan Khan in a case related to illegal possession of drugs on a cruise ship headed to Goa has sent shockwaves across India. Mr. Khan was accused of possessing multiple drugs, including cocaine and ecstasy, after a raid was carried out on this cruise ship on Saturday.
As we go about making life choices about what we do and don't do, we must always remember that the harmful actions we do can directly influence where we take rebirth after this life. And even if we are fortunate enough to take a rebirth in the human world, we still may not have escaped the negative consequences. May we all reflect wisely on our actions and make good choices that benefit us in this life, benefit us in next life, and lead to experiencing the supreme bliss of Nibbana in this Gautama Buddha's dispensation. We will see you all next week. Theruvan Saranai Namo Buddhaya.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Children, now we are going to chant Paritta. So today we are going to chant Angulimala Paritta. So take out the book of Pali English, Paritta chanting book, and turn to page 171. That's where we find Angulimala Paritta. So let's chant Angulimala Paritta today. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Chant with me. Parittang yang bhanantas nisinnathana dhovanang udakampi vinaseti sabbameva parissayam sottinagabhavuttanang yancha sadheti tang khane Therasangulimalassa lokanatena bhasitam kapathai mahatejang paritang tang bhanamahe. Even the water that is used to wash the seat which Arahant Angulimala sat on and recited this Paritta, that water can end all sufferings. If a pregnant mother suffers from any pain, she will be well and be strong enough to stand instantly. Now we shall recite that very powerful Paritta taught by the Buddha to Arahant Angulimala, which will hold its power for an eon. Yato hang bhagini ariyaya jatiya jato nabhijanami sanchicha panang jivita voropeta tena sachena sottite hotu sottigabhasati. Sister, from the day I was born in the noble birth, which leads to supreme Nibbana. From that day on, I am not aware of myself killing any living beings deliberately. By this truth, may you be well. May the delivery of your child be peaceful. Yatohang bhagini ariyaya jatiya jato na bijanami sanchichapanang jivita voropeta tena sachena sothite hotu sothigabhasati. Sister, from the day I was born in the noble birth, which leads to supreme Nibbana, from that day on, I am not aware of myself killing any living beings deliberately. By this truth, may you be well. May the delivery of your child be peaceful. Yatohang bhagini ariyaya jatiya jato na bhijanami sanchichapanang jivita voropeta tena sachena sottite hotu sottigabhasati. Sister, from the day I was born in the noble birth, which leads to supreme Nibbana, from that day on, I am not aware of myself killing any living beings deliberately. By this truth, may you be well. May the delivery of your child be peaceful. Etena sachena suvati hotu. By this truth, may there be well-being. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Now we have come to the end of Mirror of Dhamma program, children. It is the time for sharing merits. So today we collected lots of merit by paying homage to the Supreme Buddha and by going refuge to the Supreme Buddha and observing 5 precepts and listening to Dhamma, doing meditations and recalling and sharing the merits that has done by children. So today we collected lots of merits. So let's share these merits. So first of all, let's share the merits that we gained today with all the gods who protect the Gautama Buddha's dispensation. May all the gods rejoice in this merit, and may they be well and happy, may they live long, and may they protect all the children who join to the Mirror of Dhamma program, and may all the gods realize 4 noble truths in this Gautama Buddha's dispensation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. And let's share all the merits with all the departed relatives of all of us. May all the departed relatives rejoice in this merit, and may they be well and happy, may they live long, may they live a happy life, and may they escape from this samsara as soon as possible. And let's share all the merits that we have collected today with our Pinod Lokuswamin Vahanse, who showed the Gautama Buddha's supreme Dhamma to us, and with the all monks and the nuns of all around the world and Mahamayana monasteries. May Mahasangha rejoice in this merit, and may they be well and happy, may they live long, may they live a happy life, and may they realize Four Noble Truths in this Gautam Buddha's dispensation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. And let's share all the merits with our parents and teachers and Dhamma teachers, Dhamma friends. May all of them rejoice in this merit, and may they be well and happy, may they live long, may they live a happy life, and may all of their good hopes become true, and may they realize Four Noble Truths in this Gautam Buddha's dispensation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. And finally, let's share all the merits with all the children who joined to the Mirror of Dhamma program. May all of you rejoice in this merit, and may you be well and happy, may you live long, may you live a happy life, and may your education become successful, and may all of your good hopes become true, and may all of you realize Four Noble Truths in this Gautam Buddha's dispensation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Now it is the time to wind up the Mirror of Dhamma program. So hope you enjoy this program today. Let's meet in the next week with another wonderful teaching of our great teacher, Supreme Buddha. So finally, I wish you all, may all of you realize the Four Noble Truths in this Gautam Buddha's dispensation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo Buddhaya, Teruvan Saranai.